Pause for a moment and sense my nearness, for I am right here, stretching out my arms to comfort you, enveloping you in a love that transcends all earthly bounds, and calling you by name with gentleness and unwavering care. I have watched over you from the beginning, long before you ever breathed your first breath, and in every second of your life, I have held you in the deep recesses of my heart, longing to draw you closer and whisper hope into every corner of your soul. Even when you have felt abandoned or overlooked, even when the nights seem too long and your burdens too heavy, I have stayed beside you, neither turning away nor growing weary. Today and always, I promise you that my presence is constant, and no matter what storms come your way, I will guide you into peaceful harbors where fear finds no home and faith reigns supreme. Know that you are infinitely dear to me, and every tear you shed, every dream you cradle, and every doubt you wrestle with, they all matter more to me than you can possibly grasp. Do not think of yourself as alone in these struggles, for I am your companion in every hour, whether it be a sunny morning where hope blossoms in your heart, or a long and silent night when loneliness and uncertainty threaten to overshadow your spirit. Place your faith in my hands and find rest, because I am the unshakable rock upon which you may stand, the gentle whisper that says, I will never leave you, my beloved. So move forward, carrying this assurance that I am with you, and let the peace of my abiding presence uplift you and shape your every breath. I want to remind you, dear one, that in my eyes, you are of priceless value, a treasure fashioned with exquisite care and purpose, and I delight in every step you take toward my light. Imagine a rare jewel, polished, illuminated by the sun, and cherished by a master craftsman. This is how I see you, radiating a brilliance that is uniquely yours, placed within you from the very beginning. Though the world may try to assign worth based on appearances, achievements, or the opinions of others, my vision of you remains unchanging, for I behold your heart and see the depth of your potential. Let go of any idea that you are insignificant, because I cherish you more than you will ever fully comprehend, and I rejoice whenever you draw closer to me, trusting in my unfailing promises. Let your heart receive the warmth of my truth, for you were never made to be invisible or overlooked, but to stand tall in the knowledge that you are seen, known, and profoundly loved by the one who formed the heavens. I crafted your mind with creativity and compassion, molding every ability and stirring every passion, so you might bless others and reflect my love in whatever path you choose to follow. Keep your eyes fixed on my endless mercy, for I celebrate each time your spirit awakens to my presence, each time you lift your gaze in search of hope. Take hold of the assurance that your worth is rooted in me, and you need never fear the shifting winds of worldly approval, because my love stands steadfast, an anchor that cannot be moved. I know the cares that weigh upon your heart, the hidden struggles that sometimes whisper to you in the stillness of the night, and the silent tears you shed when no one else is watching. You may have questioned whether there is an end to these hardships, or if a brighter dawn will come after so many storms, but I assure you that I see the burdens you carry, and I feel your pain even more deeply than you might believe. Take comfort that I do not shy away from your sorrow, nor do I dismiss your anxieties as unimportant. Instead, I cradle each concern gently, assuring you that I will work all things for good in ways that often surpass your current understanding. When sleepless nights stretch out and anxiety grows louder, remember that I am the God who brings forth comfort in the darkest valleys, shining a light that cannot be extinguished. I see the moments when your tears fall, whether they be for family, for health, for relationships, or for dreams that feel like they're slipping through your fingers. Let your soul breathe in the knowledge that I stand ready to catch each tear, transforming them into seeds of renewed hope. as I promise never to waste even the smallest particle of your pain. Let the quiet of the night remind you of my gentle, watchful presence, for even then I am with you, eager to bring you peace that goes beyond human understanding. I tell you now, I am your shield, the strong protector who stands guard over your life, so you need not bow to the shadows that threaten to swallow your hope. Though you might feel the turbulence of the world around you, though waves of uncertainty crash again and again, I remain an unshakable fortress, firmly planting my love before you, behind you, and all around you. In the times when your faith trembles like a fragile flame, know that my hand is steady, never wavering, never failing to guide you back into the warmth of my grace. See me as your refuge in every storm, a haven that embraces you and protects you from every arrow the enemy hurls in your direction. Trust, my child, that the plans I have for you are woven with care and intention, designed not to harm, but to prosper you, to build you up, and to lead you into realms of divine blessing you have yet to imagine. I understand that confusion may cloud your vision of tomorrow, and fear might whisper that you are not strong enough to face what lies ahead. But beneath that fog of uncertainty, I am at work, opening doors you cannot currently perceive, orchestrating circumstances for a purpose that will bring you deeper joy and clearer understanding in time. Yes, you may only glimpse a small fraction of my grand design, but rest assured, it is a tapestry of beauty, and each thread of your story is precious to me. Do not be weighed down by the dread of future unknowns, for I hold the map of your journey in my mighty hands, guiding each step with precision and compassion. When worries creep in, telling you that calamity awaits or that your best days are behind you, hush those fears by turning your gaze toward me, the eternal light that overcomes every darkness. Instead of fretting about the path you have yet to walk, place your trembling thoughts in my care, believing that I have already gone before you, making every crooked road straight. Even as you stand on the threshold of decisions and difficulties, remember that I have promised to steady you, ensuring you do not stumble. I see the environment around you, full of voices competing for your attention, some telling you to give up, others urging you to rely on your own limited strength. But I say, quiet your mind and hear my voice, for I am the one who holds the universe in perfect order. Do not let the negativity of the world become a prison for your spirit, chaining you to hopelessness or resignation. Because I have called you to a higher perspective, a place where my word is the unshakable foundation upon which you stand. And so, lift your eyes beyond the horizon of your fears and see that I am lovingly orchestrating new possibilities, fresh opportunities to grow, to learn, and to flourish in my abiding presence. I invite you, my beloved, to bring all your worries, all your heartaches, and all your triumphs before me in the sacred act of prayer, where you will discover a direct line to my compassionate heart. You need not formulate elaborate speeches or seek complicated rituals, for I, who formed your innermost being, already know the words before they leave your lips. Let your soul speak honestly and openly, whether in gentle whispers or tearful cries, for I cherish your sincerity above all else, and I promise to hear even the faintest murmur of your spirit. This communion is the lifeblood of your relationship with me, the channel through which my comfort and wisdom flow into every aspect of your life. Know that prayer is not a distant shout into empty skies, but an intimate conversation where my presence draws near, where your burdens are lifted, and where you are renewed with every glimpse of my love. Whenever you feel trapped by the difficulties of this life, take a moment, breathe deeply, and remember that I am right beside you, ready to lend my ear and offer you solace. Draw closer, pour out the contents of your heart, and allow my voice to echo back in gentle reassurances, in quiet revelations, in peace that transcends human logic. Embrace this invitation, because each time you do, you will find that your anxieties lose their grip, and my hope takes root more firmly within you. Reflect on the story of David standing before Goliath, armed with nothing more than a sling, a few smooth stones, and unwavering trust in my power. In the same way, I call you to face the giants that loom in your life, giants of doubt, discouragement, or fear that tell you you're not good enough, or that victory is out of reach. But remember, when you come in my name and rely on my might, you stand on a foundation that cannot be shaken. Even if the world suggests you are too small or too weak, let your heart be buoyed by my promise that my grace is sufficient, and in your weakness, my strength is perfected. Let this truth embolden you. I do not measure your worth by earthly standards, nor do I expect perfection from fragile humanity. I only ask for genuine trust and a willingness to lean on me. Just as David ran toward Goliath with courage that sprang from his confidence in my sovereignty, so too can you run toward the battles in your life, armed with the knowledge that I have prepared a path of victory. And when you feel the weight of the fight pressing down on you, recall that you do not stand alone. My hand steadies your aim, my spirit fuels your perseverance, and my love reminds you that you are precious in my sight. Take heart in the promise that I have heard your cries, whether they arise from whispered pleas in the still of the night or urgent prayers uttered amidst the chaos of the day. I know those moments when you feel your strength slipping, when discouragement seems to tighten its grasp and you wonder if I notice your distress. Let me assure you that I am closer than your very breath, comforting you even when you're not aware, guiding your steps when it feels like your path has become a labyrinth. As a shepherd watches over his sheep, guarding against every predator, so I watch over you with relentless devotion and unwavering tenderness. Though the trials you face may appear overwhelming, they do not define the destiny I have set aside for you. Always remember that my power is far greater than any obstacle, and I have designed you with resilience etched into your soul, enabling you to rise again whenever life knocks you down. I am the God who parted seas, who spoke the universe into existence, who breathed life into dry bones, so do not doubt my capacity to intervene mightily on your behalf. Wait with expectancy, child, because my help often arrives in ways you least anticipate, yet it always arrives right on time. And when it does, your heart will erupt with praise and renewed trust. Yes, my dear one, I see when the world's demands leave you weary, when you struggle with balancing your responsibilities and your yearning for rest, and I assure you that my peace is available in every season. Often you may feel like you're walking through a desert of exhaustion, thirsting for a reprieve that seems out of reach, but in that parched land, my living water flows abundantly, quenching your spirit in ways the material world cannot. Open yourself to that refreshing stream, let my words soothe your soul, and do not hesitate to come to me in your weakness, for I do not judge you for being tired or frustrated. Instead, I long to cradle you in my arms, like a parent cradles a drowsy child, whispering soft assurances that you are safe, that you are loved, and that you can breathe deeply once again. The busyness and deadlines of life might threaten to uproot your sense of balance, but the tranquility I offer stands firm, unshaken by the shifting circumstances around you. Rest in me, surrender your burdens, and watch as the tension dissolves, replaced by the calm certainty that you walk in my grace. Whenever the pressures of the day feel insurmountable, pause and remember. I stand ready to carry you through, refreshing your spirit with my boundless peace. You might question, but Lord, how can I be strong when everything around me feels so uncertain? My answer is simple yet profound. Root your heart in my promises, and let your faith flourish from that fertile ground. When you anchor your hope in me, You stand upon a bedrock that defies the fiercest storm, for I am the embodiment of stability, the eternal force that does not change with the tides of human history. Though the environment around you may shift, though people may come and go, though the news may unsettle your spirit, I remain your solid foundation, urging you to cling tightly to the truth that transcends all fear. Allow my words to be the melody that serenades your anxious mind, the shield that guards your heart from the arrows of doubt, and the lamp that brightens your path when everything else seems dark. Replace each worry with a promise from my word. Transform your anxious questions into determined declarations of trust, so you can say, "No matter what arises, I will hold on to the one who holds all power in his hands." Do not underestimate the strength that dwells within you when you decide to stand on my assurances, because therein lies the key to unshakable faith. So look up, beloved, and gaze upon me. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever, unchanging in my love for you. My beloved, do not fear your enemies or the obstacles that stand in your way. Instead, bring them into the light of my presence, where their true size is revealed, and they shrink before the magnitude of my sovereignty. Remember that no foe can claim victory over you if you walk hand in hand with me, for I have already overcome this world, conquering sin and death upon the cross, unveiling a love so powerful that it eclipses all darkness. When you sense the chill of intimidation or the sting of betrayal, let your spirit be warmed by the memory of my sacrifice, the greatest act of devotion the universe has ever witnessed. And just as I was faithful to lead my people through the wilderness, just as I guided them with a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, so I continue to guide you. At times, you may not see the path in front of you, but rest in the assurance that my hand is upon your life, redirecting, protecting, and nurturing you at every turn. Even the hardest seasons of your life can become holy ground where you encounter my power and recognize that, in your limitations, my strength shines brightest. Therefore, do not cower in the face of adversity, but step forward with the confidence that I walk beside you, defeating every form of darkness that attempts to stand in your way. I see your longing for deeper connection and genuine companionship, and I assure you that I, who designed the vast tapestry of relationships, also place people in your life for mutual edification, support, and love. It is true that humans can fail each other, words can wound rather than heal, and misunderstandings can bring distance where there once was closeness. Yet, I encourage you not to close off your heart in response to pain, but rather to seek refuge in me, allowing me to guide you to relationships that flourish in mutual respect and kindness. Lean on me even as you lean on friends or family, for I alone remain perfectly steadfast, the anchor that keeps your soul secure when ties seem to fray. Let me heal the scars of past betrayals and invite you into a future of healthier connections, founded on honesty, patience, and compassion. When you feel alone, look again, because my presence surrounds you, and I often manifest my caring heart through those I send across your path. Be open, my child, and trust that I can restore what has been broken, turning even the most fractured relationships into testimonies of renewed hope. Know that you are not an afterthought or a passing fancy in the grand scheme of my creation. You are a deliberate design, with every cell of your body and every aspect of your personality shaped by my loving hand. From the moment I formed you, I placed within you the seeds of gifts and talents that would allow you to reflect my glory in ways only you can. Your uniqueness is not a flaw, but a testament to my boundless creativity, and I desire nothing more than to see you bloom into the fullness of who I made you to be. Yes, you have weaknesses, but even in those, my power can shine if you invite me in. Hold on to this truth. Your life has meaning far beyond what society or culture might dictate. It resonates within my eternal plan, contributing to a symphony of grace and redemption that I orchestrate. The dreams stirring in your heart, the impulses to create, to comfort, to heal, to lead, or to serve, they are echoes of my calling, beckoning you to step confidently forward. Trust that when you offer your gifts back to me, no matter how insignificant they may seem in your own eyes, I will multiply their impact, using them to bless the world and bring me glory. Yes, you are chosen, beloved, and part of a grand design that unfolds moment by moment with my guidance. My dear one, release the burdens of condemnation and guilt that sometimes weigh so heavily upon your spirit, for I have made a path of forgiveness through the sacrifice of my Son. Indeed, through the cross, I have declared my everlasting mercy, extending a hand of grace even when you feel your heart is burdened with shame. I am the one who washes your sins as white as snow, who gives you a fresh start with every dawn, because my mercies are new each morning. Therefore, do not remain shackled by mistakes of the past. Surrender them to me, and I will clothe you in redemption. Recognize that I do not look at you with eyes of judgment, but with the compassionate gaze of a loving Father who longs for reconciliation and closeness. Whenever remorse gnaws at you or regrets fill your thoughts, remember that my forgiveness is abundant and my grace is limitless, sufficient to cover every error, every misstep, every wrong. As you accept this reality, allow it to usher you into a place of freedom, where love outshines condemnation and where hope outlasts despair. Rest secure in the knowledge that you are redeemed, that my grace sets you on a new path, and that you can proceed with courage, knowing I am ever by your side. If you find yourself wrestling with doubt, let me reassure you that genuine questions and uncertainties are not barriers to my love or my presence. I welcome your desire to seek truth, your yearning to understand, because I fashioned you with a mind that longs for clarity and a heart that seeks answers to life's mysteries. Come to me with your doubts, and do not be afraid to ask honest questions, for I am not threatened by your search for understanding. Rather, I delight in a heart that longs to draw nearer. As you explore my word and experience my presence, many of your questions will find resolution, while others may lead you to greater awe of my infinite nature. Remember that faith is not the absence of doubt, but the willingness to trust me even when all the details are not yet clear. I do not call you to blind belief, but to a confidence grounded in my faithfulness, which can be seen in the tapestry of your life and the larger story of my people throughout history. Let your doubts be stepping stones that guide you deeper into relationship with me, transforming uncertainties into catalysts for growth and deeper appreciation of my ways. I am patient with you, my child, and as you earnestly seek, you will discover truths more splendid and reassuring than you ever imagined possible. Child, there is no darkness too dense for my light, no sorrow too profound for my comfort, and no circumstance too complicated for my wisdom. In moments when despair tries to wrap itself around your soul like a suffocating fog, call upon my name, and I will reveal my power to dispel the shadows and bring clarity. Reflect on the reality that I have turned weeping into dancing before, and I can do it again, that I have brought streams of life into deserts, and I can do the same in your situation. Trust that my miracles did not cease in ancient times. They continue today in hearts that open themselves to my wondrous works. Have you forgotten my promise that I will never forsake you? Allow that assurance to sustain you when you feel isolated and overwhelmed, and remember that I have carried my children through wilderness seasons countless times throughout history. David sang of my faithfulness in his Psalms. Daniel testified of my protection in the lion's den, and countless others have tasted my goodness, even amid their darkest nights. So when you stand at the edge of a valley and see no path forward, hold fast to the knowledge that I make a way where there seems to be none, and my guiding hand can bring about transformations that testify to my glory. I am aware of how easily anxiety can creep into your heart, sometimes stirred by the smallest triggers, sometimes by looming uncertainties. Anxiety often takes hold when you try to carry burdens too heavy for your own shoulders, forgetting that you have me as your divine support. Instead of letting fear coil around your joy, practice the sacred act of surrender, telling me of your concerns and placing them confidently in my hands. Each time worry tugs at you, respond with trust, reminding yourself that I am bigger than any storm, stronger than any wave, and more steadfast than any earthly foundation. Remember, my child, that your well-being matters to me more than you can fathom, and I do not wish for you to be chained by stress or tormenting thoughts. If you find it difficult to relinquish control, whisper my name, let out a sigh of surrender, and feel the relief that comes when you know you are not alone in this struggle. Even in the midst of life's demands, you can develop a habit of turning to me, moment by moment, allowing my peace to permeate your being. Keep this promise close to your heart, that those who trust in me will soar on wings like eagles, free from the oppressive grasp of anxiety and brimming with the confidence that only I can provide. In your longing for direction, for clarity on how to spend your time and talents, for understanding of your unique calling, know that I take delight in guiding you. I see the places where your interests spark, the tasks that energize you, and the challenges that stretch your potential. These are often the signposts I use to steer you on the path that resonates most deeply with your spirit. Though you may fear making the wrong choice, trust that as long as you keep your gaze upon me, my spirit will nudge you in the right direction, shutting doors that are not meant for you and opening others at precisely the right moment. View your life as a grand adventure under my care, a continuous invitation to discover new facets of my goodness and new opportunities to use the gifts I bestowed upon you. There will be detours and surprises along the way, but as you remain aligned with my heart, even unexpected turns become valuable lessons that shape your character. Listen for my whispers in the silence, seek my wisdom in Scripture, and remain sensitive to the gentle proddings of my spirit. For I am not a distant monarch, but a loving shepherd who walks beside you, leading you with patience and devotion. Therefore, move ahead in confidence, for I am more than able to redirect you if you wander off course. At times, you may sense that life is moving too quickly, that each day races by without giving you the chance to fully comprehend my blessings. I encourage you to slow down, to breathe, and to notice the evidence of my presence all around you. Look at the sunrise that greets you with its radiant chorus of colors, the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze, the quiet hush of evening stars. All of these proclaim my creative majesty, reminding you that I am God, that I am love, and that I am near. These everyday wonders speak volumes if you take a moment to truly see. In those hushed intervals, allow your soul to commune with me, absorbing the reality that my hand crafted this universe for your delight, and that you, too, are an integral part of this wondrous design. As you become more attentive, you will find that my grace pours forth in even the smallest details of life. A word of kindness, the laugh of a child, the flicker of hope in a seemingly grim scenario. Cherish these glimmers of my goodness, hold them close, and let them revive your gratitude. Indeed, when you cultivate awareness of my presence, the anxieties of life grow smaller, and your spirit grows in thankfulness and peace. I speak to the dreams you hold within your heart, some of which you have shared with others, some of which you have kept hidden for fear of disappointment. I see them all, the hopes you nurture in secret, the visions of a future brimming with purpose and fulfillment. Know that I, as your loving Creator, am intimately involved in those aspirations, and I yearn to bring them to fruition in a way that glorifies me and brings joy to you. Yet I also understand your fears, the hesitation that arises when setbacks occur, causing you to wonder if your dreams have faded beyond reach. Remember that my timing is perfect, and though my plans may not unfold exactly as you envision or according to your desired schedule, they unfold with divine precision and love. I might reshape certain dreams, refine them so that they align more closely with my purposes, or even replace them with something better than you could have conceived. Keep trusting, beloved, for when you entrust your dreams to me, you open yourself to blessings that exceed the limits of your imagination. Persist in faith, place your confidence in my intentions for you, and do not be deterred by temporary detours, for I orchestrate every step of your journey. Though you may sometimes see yourself as a mere traveler through this existence, battered by the winds of chance, I urge you to remember that you are far more than that. You are a bearer of my image, a light bearer to a world in need of hope. Each act of kindness you extend, each word of encouragement you offer, becomes a reflection of my love, multiplying goodness in places shrouded in gloom. Let your presence wherever you go testify to the grace you have received, for in doing so, you become an instrument of transformation, allowing others to catch a glimpse of my compassion. You might question your capacity to make any real difference, particularly when problems seem so immense and your resources appear limited, but do not underestimate the power of even the smallest gesture performed in my name. A genuine smile, a listening ear, a prayer lifted up in faith. These seeds of love have the potential to sprout into forests of change in hearts you may never fully witness. Let your life echo the chorus of love I declared to the world, trusting that no sincere effort to honor me goes unseen or unblessed. Proceed with the confidence that you are part of my grand plan to spread hope, comfort, and faith across the earth. I recognize that sometimes you might feel tempted to compare your journey with others, looking at their successes or blessings and wondering if I have overlooked you. Such comparisons can rob you of joy and cloud your understanding of how personally I deal with each of my children. Rather than measuring yourself against another's path, focus on the unique story I am unfolding in your life. For each narrative I write is distinct, tailored to bring out the best in you, to bless those around you, and to glorify me in a one-of-a-kind way. When envy or jealousy tries to creep in, interrupt that pattern by drawing near to me, letting my love remind you of your unique value. Every blessing in your life serves a particular purpose, and the timing of those blessings is often carefully orchestrated to refine your character, cultivate your faith, and maximize the good you can do. Celebrate what I do in others, knowing that my storehouses of favor are vast and endless, and there is no scarcity in my kingdom. Keep your eyes on me, delighting in the gifts I have entrusted to you, and discover how contentment blossoms when you rest in my perfect wisdom. My dear one, I desire your mind to be renewed daily, for the greatest battles often take place within the silent corridors of your thoughts. Fill your mind with my truths, dwelling on words of Scripture that declare my goodness, my strength, and the depth of my love for you. Avoid the traps of negativity, cynicism, or relentless criticism, which can poison the well of your optimism and hope. Instead, embrace thoughts that reflect my character, thoughts of grace, compassion, perseverance, and courage, which, when meditated upon, transform your entire outlook on life. Understand that the mind is like fertile soil. Whatever seeds you plant, there will eventually bear fruit in your behavior, your emotions, and your decisions. By choosing to plant seeds of trust, gratitude, and confidence in my promises, you set the stage for a harvest of peace and joy. Challenge the negative or self-defeating internal monologues by holding them up against my word, and let the brilliance of my truth dispel the lies that once held you captive. Thus, as your thinking aligns more with mine, your spirit grows stronger, and you discover a remarkable resilience that equips you to navigate life's storms with unwavering faith. I know how restless your soul can become when faced with uncertainty, how much you long for absolute clarity and immediate answers. Let me assure you that even in the in-between times, when the road ahead seems dimly lit, I am at work, preparing both the circumstances around you and your heart within. Patience is not merely about waiting, it's about trusting me in the space where the promise is given and the fulfillment is realized. This interval can be challenging, but it's often in these seasons of waiting that I teach you perseverance, shape your character, and refine your faith. Remember how Abraham had to wait many years for the promise of his son, or how Joseph endured betrayal and imprisonment before stepping into his destiny as a leader who saved nations. Their testimonies stand as reminders that my timing is purposeful and never arbitrary. As you wait, do not merely sit idle. Invest in deepening your relationship with me, serving others, and growing in wisdom. Refrain from rushing ahead in your own strength or succumbing to discouragement, for in due time you will see my faithfulness in ways that leave you in awe. Keep hope alive, dear one, and know that every second of your waiting is orchestrated to bring you closer to the glorious fulfillment of my promises. Let your spirit recall my word when I said, "Cast all your cares on me, for I care for you." These are not empty words, but a heartfelt invitation to live free of the chains of worry and self-reliance. When life's troubles weigh you down, be they financial concerns, relational tensions, or simply the weariness of daily tasks, do not clutch them anxiously to your chest. Instead, release them into my hands, where solutions and miracles are birthed through the synergy of your faith and my divine grace. Picture the relief of a burdened traveler setting down a heavy pack after a long and grueling journey. That is the sensation I long for you to experience each time you bring your problems to me in prayer. I do not take pleasure in seeing you exhausted, clinging to stress that I have already offered to lift off your shoulders. If you hesitate, worried that your problems are too small or too vast, remember that my love encompasses every aspect of your life, from the seemingly trivial to the impossibly big. Place your cares upon me, dear child, and watch as your heart grows lighter, your perspective widens, and solutions unfold under my sovereign care. I see that sometimes you feel overshadowed by the expectations of others, or even by the standards you set for yourself, leading you to strive endlessly for approval that seems elusive. Hear my counsel. Your identity is not founded on meeting all demands or on earning praise from those around you. Your identity is anchored in me, the one who fashioned your essence, the one who calls you my beloved and holds you in the palm of my hand. Rest in that reality, and do not chase fleeting validations that only tether you to stress and insecurity. When the pressure to conform to the world's image becomes intense, recall that I have set you apart, calling you to a higher way of living that reflects my character, not the shifting definitions of success that culture promotes. You are free to excel, free to develop your gifts, free to aim high, but let your motivation be my glory and your spirit's delight, not the fear of disapproval. Each day, ground yourself in prayer and in my word, letting my perspective shape how you engage with tasks, relationships, and ambitions. When you truly embrace your identity in me, you'll find an unwavering assurance that no worldly accolade or criticism can disrupt. I long for you to know me not only as your protector or provider, but as the one who cherishes your company. Yes, I am the Almighty, omnipotent and holy, yet I yearn for communion with you, to walk with you in the cool of the day as I once did with Adam, to speak with you intimately as I did with Moses, and to share my heart's secrets as I did with Abraham. Let this revelation stir your soul. I delight in spending time with you, whether through prayer, reflection, or quiet moments of stillness. Open your heart, dear one, and discover that I am near, not merely as a concept or doctrine, but as a living presence who desires a friendship deeper than any you've known. When you converse with me, you invite the King of Kings to abide within the chambers of your heart, turning ordinary spaces into sacred ground. This is not about religious obligation or ritualistic formality. It's about entering a dynamic relationship where you learn to see the world through my eyes, to feel my compassion for others, and to hear the heartbeat of eternity. Invite me into the details of your day and watch as your life transforms into a tapestry interwoven with my love and direction. Think of the countless times I have carried you already, the moments of near catastrophe that were averted, the sudden turn of events that brought unexpected relief, the gentle nudge in your spirit that led you away from harm. If you reflect on these instances, you'll see a pattern of my care woven throughout your existence, a testament that my faithfulness has always been there, from the day you were born to this very moment. These recollections should fuel your confidence in my unwavering devotion, reminding you that I have proven my love again and again, and I have no intention of stopping now. Therefore, do not let the memory of my past goodness fade like distant echoes. Let them stand as monuments of remembrance, spurring you on to trust that I remain the same God who rescued you before. Every challenge you conquer with my help is a stepping stone to greater faith, a reason to believe that no battle is too formidable when I stand at your side. Hold on to the victories of yesterday, not with nostalgia, but with the realization that I am the same yesterday, today, and forever, ever ready to champion you through life's next hurdle. I encourage you to speak words of life over yourself and over others, for the tongue holds remarkable power, capable of both wounding deeply and healing profoundly. The words you choose can either reinforce the love and truth I have for you, or they can echo negative beliefs that undermine your confidence in my promises. Choose carefully, my child, and let your speech be seasoned with grace, compassion, and faith, reflecting the goodness that I have poured into your own life. When you declare my truths over a situation, you bring light into the shadows, inviting my power to work in ways unseen. Do not underestimate how even a single word of encouragement can lift a weary soul or rekindle a dying flame in someone else's heart. Reflect on how my voice created worlds, and remember that your words, fashioned in my image, also carry the seeds of creation of hope, of joy, of purpose. Bless rather than curse, build rather than tear down, and you will find that your environment shifts in response to the life-giving power you release. Speak my promises boldly, reaffirm my love repeatedly, and watch how your reality transforms under the influence of your faith-filled declarations. In every day, find a quiet moment to still the noise and listen for my whispers, for I often speak in the gentle breeze rather than in the roaring wind. This discipline of silence and focused attention allows your spirit to attune to my voice, sifting through the chaos of daily demands to uncover the hidden gems of divine insight. Like a shepherd calling to the sheep, I speak to your heart, sometimes softly, sometimes with clarity, always with love. Do not allow the rapid pace of modern life to rob you of these sacred pauses, for they are the gateways to deeper intimacy with me. Consider how I spoke to Elijah not in the wind, the earthquake, or the fire, but in the still small voice, reminding him, and now you, that my leading often comes in the quiet after the storm. With every minute you devote to holy listening, your discernment grows sharper, your understanding of my will becomes clearer, and your capacity for peace expands. Though the world clamors for your attention, I gently call you aside, offering you the refreshment of my presence and the wisdom that transcends human reasoning. Make room for me in the silence, and you will discover the serenity that only my closeness can grant. Beloved, if you ever question your ability to overcome the challenges of this life, Remember that I have placed a resilient spirit within you, a spirit fortified by my own strength. When you call on me, you tap into the reservoir of power that spoke galaxies into existence, the same force that raised Lazarus from the tomb and brought life from death. Thus, even if you feel weak in your own capacity, you can stand boldly in mine, assured that my might is more than sufficient to see you through any trial. Depend on me like a branch depends on the vine, drawing nourishment, vitality, and strength from the source that never runs dry. Embrace this truth. You are more capable than you realize, not because of innate human prowess, but because I, the Almighty, bolster you with divine empowerment. Clothe yourself in this knowledge, allowing it to dispel the illusions of helplessness or victimhood that may try to take root in your mind. Walk forward, not with arrogance, but with humble confidence that my presence infuses every step, guiding your decisions, fueling your perseverance, and lighting your way through uncharted territory. With me at your side, no mountain is unscalable, no valley too deep, and no wilderness too barren for my streams of life-giving grace to flow. I want you to understand that there is beauty and significance in the ordinary moments of your life, in the tasks and routines that might seem mundane. I am not only present in grand acts of worship or miraculous interventions, I also delight in walking with you through the quietness of a morning routine, the care you show to your loved ones, and the diligence with which you attend to your daily obligations. When your heart is aligned with mine, even the simplest act is imbued with sacred purpose, transforming it into an expression of love for me and for those around you. Never underestimate the impact of small, faithful choices made day after day, for these are often the building blocks of lasting legacy and enduring transformation. A kind word here, a patient response there, a moment of reflection in the hustle. These little acts add up to a life that bears continual witness to my grace. Let this realization set you free from the burden of believing you must always be doing something grand or heroic to please me. I take pleasure in your sincerity, in your devoted heart, and in your willingness to serve me even when no spotlight shines upon you. Indeed, I cherish each moment you offer to me in faithfulness. Nurture an atmosphere of praise within your spirit, even when circumstances are challenging, for praise has a miraculous way of shifting your focus from the heaviness of your problems to the greatness of my presence. When you lift up my name in gratitude and adoration, the chains of despair lose their grip, and your soul is elevated to a realm of hope and clarity. Recall how Paul and Silas sang hymns while imprisoned, and the very foundations of their jail were shaken. That same power resonates in your praise today, shaking the foundations of whatever confines you and setting your spirit free. Do not wait for perfect conditions or a worry-free mind to begin praising me. Offer me the gift of your worship in the midst of hardship, and watch how it paves the way for miracles and breakthroughs. This act of defiant faith declares that you trust my sovereignty more than you fear your circumstances. It's a reminder to yourself and a proclamation to the spiritual realm that I remain king over all, no matter what storms rage around you. Let your praise rise like incense, filling the environment with the fragrance of faith, igniting hope in weary hearts, and inviting my presence to dwell powerfully in your midst. When you find yourself grappling with loneliness, when the world seems distant or unresponsive to your pain, remember that I am here, longing for you to lean on me. My companionship is constant. It is not bound by time, nor is it conditional on your achievements or failures. In every breath, every heartbeat, I am near, surrounding you with a love that surpasses human understanding. Indeed, there is no corner of your life that I am not interested in, no detail too small or trivial for my concern. Bring your isolation to me, let your tears fall without shame, and discover that my comfort is more intimate and more healing than you ever thought possible. Understand that while human relationships are vital, They may still leave gaps in your heart. Only I can fill those empty spaces completely. Invite me into your loneliness, and I will show you that it can become a season of profound personal growth, where you learn to recognize my voice and feel my embrace more tangibly. Even when others fail to see your worth, I celebrate it every moment, reaffirming that you are my beloved, chosen, and cherished child. I see the private battles you face, the temptations that lure you into harmful behaviors, or the old habits that claw at your resolve. In these struggles, do not despair, for I offer you a way out, a source of strength that can overpower any weakness. I have not given you a spirit of fear or defeat, but of power, love, and self-discipline, enabling you to resist destructive patterns and cultivate habits that bring life and freedom. Each time you choose to turn to me, rather than succumbing to the allure of what harms you, you grow in spiritual maturity, reflecting my image more clearly. Approach me boldly when temptation threatens to overwhelm, praying for the power to say no and watch as I make a path of escape. It may come as an unexpected phone call, a sudden change in your surroundings, or a quiet conviction in your heart that redirects your thoughts. Be vigilant and responsive to my promptings, trusting that I am invested in your victory over every stronghold that attempts to claim your soul. Remember, you do not fight these battles alone. My spirit dwells within you, fortifying you with supernatural resilience and reminding you that greater is He who is in you than he who is in the world. And now, my child, as you stand on the threshold of new tomorrows, allow me to infuse your spirit with hope and expectancy. The road you have traveled may have been marked with sorrow and triumph, with lessons learned and dreams deferred, but take heart, I am still writing your story. Hold on to the vision of a future where my goodness shines through every chapter, reminding you that the best is yet to be revealed. In that future, you will see more clearly how every puzzle piece fits, how every prayer you have prayed resonates with my perfect planning. Trust that I have orchestrated a future overflowing with blessings, even if they come wrapped in forms you do not initially recognize. My child, I am carving out paths of opportunity, crafting doors you haven't even thought to knock upon, and planting seeds of favor in fields you have yet to notice. Keep pressing forward, hold your head high, and let my joy be your strength, because I promise you that what lies ahead is held firmly in the embrace of my sovereign love. Take each step with courage, informed by the knowledge that your times are in my hands, and I have not once lost track of your life. This journey of faith is not just about enduring hardships and seeking protection. It's also about stepping into abundant life, about thriving in the grace I freely offer. I want you to experience joy that runs deeper than fleeting emotion, peace that remains even amidst storms, and love that transforms every relationship you engage in. You are designed for a life that testifies to my greatness, illuminating hope wherever you go. Believe in this reality and embrace my invitation to live fully, unburdened by shame, radiating the glory I have placed within you. Reflect on the times you have witnessed my supernatural touch, the answered prayers, the surprising turns of events, the subtle confirmations that left you marveling. These are glimpses of the kingdom life I call you into, a foretaste of what is possible when you walk in step with me. Open your heart wider, dream bigger, love more boldly, and watch as I multiply your efforts into blessings beyond measure. Rejoice, child, for I am ushering you into seasons of growth and fulfillment, carrying you from glory to glory, refining you into a vessel for my presence in this world. As you approach the close of this reflection, know that my love remains constant, a steady river that never runs dry, a lighthouse that never dims. Even if you stumble, even if you waver in your devotion, my affection for you does not falter. I have poured out my love so extravagantly that nothing can separate you from it. No failure, no disappointment, no misunderstanding. This is a love that outlasts the stars, that endures beyond the limits of time, and it is yours to embrace every day of your life. I want you to carry this truth in your heart. You are, and always will be, deeply cherished, held within the safest arms, covered by the mightiest shield. When doubts arise, confront them with the remembrance that the Maker of galaxies is the lover of your soul. Cling to me, and I will show you wonders beyond your wildest hopes, revealing the depth of my heart in ways that leave you in awe. Let your spirit rest in the serenity of this knowledge, stepping into tomorrow with the boldness that only unconditional divine love can impart. And so I bless you now, dear child, with a fresh wind of my peace that transcends human reasoning, settling upon you like a gentle dove. May this peace guard your mind from the arrows of worry and protect your heart from the pangs of fear, assuring you that I, your God, rule above every circumstance. Let my blessing flow into your relationships, kindling kindness and understanding, and let it seep into your dreams, filling them with hope and purpose. I bless your endeavors, whether great or small, that they may reflect my glory and expand the influence of my kingdom here on earth. Walk forth in my peace, anchored in the knowledge that I am the Alpha and Omega, who holds your past, present, and future with unwavering steadiness. No matter how turbulent the world becomes, your soul can remain calm in the shelter of my embrace. I entrust to you the mission of living each day in harmony with my will, shining as a beacon of faith to those searching for answers in a troubled landscape. In your every step, remember my promise. I will never leave you nor forsake you, for it is in this reality that your true power and purpose are found. Therefore, go in confidence, with your head lifted high and your spirit aflame with passion, because you have encountered my heart and know that it beats for you. Accept the assignment to be my hands and feet in a world longing for compassion, to speak my truth in places yearning for integrity, and to carry my warmth into hearts that have grown cold. Relinquish any lingering fear of the future, for you have placed your days in hands far more capable than your own. I declare that the path ahead is bright, not because it is devoid of challenges, but because you walk it with me. Know that as you continue to move forward in this journey, my grace will accompany you, strengthening your resolve and broadening your perspective. Embrace the promise that though you may stumble, you will never be utterly cast down, for I sustain you with my everlasting arms. Remain steadfast in love and anchored in faith, lifting your eyes toward my endless horizon, and trust that the tapestry of your life is crafted by one who makes all things beautiful in their time. With great joy and unwavering devotion, I send you forth, confident that you are held, cherished, guided, and empowered every step of the way. My love for you shall never fade, never falter, and never diminish. It stands as a testament to my unwavering character, transcending all earthly limitations. Even when circumstances change, or when people drift from your life, my love persists, a blazing torch in the darkest night. Keep this knowledge at the forefront of your heart, and you will find that adversity loses its sting, that loneliness loses its weight, and that hope gains renewed momentum. You are beloved, not because of what you do, but because of who you are in my sight. A cherished child, created with purpose, redeemed with sacrifice, and destined for glory. Cling to the assurance that as the seasons shift and time marches on, my affection remains an unbreakable constant in your existence. Think of this as your spiritual inheritance, a lavish treasure of acceptance, forgiveness, and empowerment that you can draw upon at every turn. I call you blessed, I call you redeemed, and I call you mine, sealing you with the promise of everlasting belonging. Let these words echo in your soul, galvanizing your faith and fueling your determination to face the future with courage, for with me, your journey is secure. I therefore speak a final blessing over you and your family, a blanket of my grace that covers every aspiration, every relationship, every moment of rest and action. May my goodness chase you down, filling your home with laughter, warmth, and unity. In times of dispute, may my peace prevail and produce reconciliation. In seasons of illness, may my healing pour out like a soothing balm. In moments of doubt, may my spirit revive your faith with gentle clarity. Let gratitude flourish, let kindness abound, and let love reign supreme in every aspect of your household. I commission you to walk forward in my peace, anchoring yourself in the knowledge that I stand guard over your life, your future, and your eternal destiny. Place your fears at my feet, and I will transform them into testimonies of deliverance and victory. Rejoice in the promise that no chapter of your story is written without my wisdom, and no tear is shed without my compassion. Hold on to my hand, dear one, and peer ahead into the horizon, for the best is yet to come, a future glistening with opportunities to know me more deeply, love more fiercely, and shine more brightly. Indeed, I go before you, preparing the way, and you will not walk alone.